I don't want to overhype ourselves too much, but I definitely feel like it's going to be very hard to beat us. I think even now it's going to be us like doing too much or like overcomplicating things and kind of losing to ourselves.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering Spotlight Series Americas 2024. For this occasion, I'm here with Trent once again of G2, who are coming off of a Spotlight Series victory over Cloud9X Shopify Rebellion in the end of said competition. So, Trent, congrats on finally getting that domestic trophy. We gotta wait a long time, for it to happen, losing time and time again in stage one and stage two playoffs. But, finally getting the W. And so, would it be fair to say that by winning Spotlight Series Americas, that you're now officially the America's domestic champions?
Um, Probably not, but it's definitely a good stepping stone to just kind of feel how it goes and just um, like a little kind of tutorial, just like figuring out my setup on stage, figuring out like just everything for kind of just ready for the season to start. So, and of course, winning feels very good. So, definitely a good boost for the start of the season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely want to kind of like look at it as a preview for what is to come in 2025. And so, obviously, this kind of like pivoting back towards the event and the series that happened. Obviously, like over in Pearl, we saw a much more back and tight affair, especially during the multiple overtime phase. And so, having to go through that kind of stuff, how'd you kind of look at that situation, in terms of like environment, mental, and just having to just play through it?
Um, I mean, we felt very calm and collected just because we had already won the first map, so we could still have a third map even if things didn't go our way. But we kind of were just super calm and just trying to read the game for how it was, trying to play our game still and take the reads that we had during the regulation of just trying to play out the rounds well. So, I mean, we felt very good even in all the OT rounds when it was close.
Yeah, and at the very end, you guys came out on top of that and doing it with the likes of your teammates, Jongimo and Leaf, in addition to that with Amy and Mimi. And so, just sort of looking at the entire event overall, just having to, play with the likes of Mimi and Amy from the GC Goes in squad. What was that like, having to adapt with them getting into the fold for this competition?
Um, Amy and Mimi were very good this tournament. They had some very clutch moments. They had their pop off rounds. They had their input, and it was just kind of a well rounded roster that we had. And unfortunately, Jonah had some family problems come up, so we had to have Giacomo come in. But he's got that dog in him, so he's ready at all times, and he'll show up no matter what. So we were still confident going in. We just had to just pick a comp on the fly. We're discussing in map select or agent select, just like what we want to do, how we want to play the game. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, everything felt very good, and the girls really stepped up and showed how good they were, even versus the other spotlight teams. So props to them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, talking about Jonah, all our hearts and prayers are with him, and hopefully his situation turns out all the better. And so, yeah, like having to put in Jogimo into the team. Obviously, like first time we had that happen on the stage with Jogimo into G2, and then seeing what he does normally on his position. And so, what was that, situation like? Having Jogimo in on top of just having to play with him during Red Bull home ground, earlier on in the off season. So in general, how has he kind of been slotting into the team?
I feel like it's very good for me personally that I've been able to play with him over the off season, just so I can kind of get used to how fast he likes to go, what duels he likes to take as his initiator, trying to really set him up and give him a more favorable duel. So I really do enjoy playing with him over the off season. He's very good. He's insane. He has like almost, I think, the best mechanics right now. Any duel that he takes, he's probably going to win it. So we kind of just let him do his thing. We help him, we bring the ideas for him and just let him shine. So it's been working. He's been doing very good, and uh, when the season starts, we get some more practice in. Everyone will see it.
I think it's fair to say that like everybody kind of already had an idea that G2 or that everybody and their mother was seeing that G2 wanted to have Jogamo into the team for a very long time. And so, finally see that happen for this off season and also getting into 2025. And so what I'm trying to say is that, in having to wait until like now to finally have Jogamo in, I'd like to know exactly how does he kind of compare to, ICS, the duelist, because of course, you had to slot him in during the season. IC I'm talking about, and having to play with him up until the very end of 2024. So, how has that comparison been like so far between those two players in mind?
Um, Icy was a very good duelist for us. He won the duels that he needed to. He took the space that he needed to. I feel like the only difference between them is like Dagamo's just like understanding of the game is at a higher level right now than IC. I think IC has a very bright future ahead of him, and I'm honestly astonished why more teams didn't reach out to him. Um, because he was very good for us. I feel like he's very underrated even still after everything that he's done for us. But the biggest differences are just Jagamo's understanding of the game, and he'll just go in. Like no questions. You say, "Yo, Jog, go," he's in. Like he might even be in before you tell him to. So he's very good at creating that space. He knows exactly how to play that duelist role. He has been playing the duelist role his entire career. So he's just he's honestly just a step ahead of all the other duelists. So it was a good pickup for us.
For sure. And yeah, like I kind of asked a similar question, or I kind of asked your coach Josh about, with now Jogamo into the team, now people are looking at G2 as like the team to be, one of the teams at the very top of each person's power rankings from now until the start of the 2025 season. So what I kind of want to ask you, Trent, is like, is the hype real? Is that fair to say? Is it fair to say that people should buy into the G2 stocks for the start of the season?
Um, I don't want to overhype ourselves too much, but I definitely feel like it's going to be very hard to beat us. I think even now it's going to be us like doing too much or like overcomplicating things and kind of losing to ourselves, just giving the other team kind of opportunities back into the games or giving them like even just a little wiggle room to get back into the game. But I feel like we have a very strong roster, and yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat us. You're gonna have to battle every single round. Even if you're up a lot, we can come back. You're still gonna be on your heels. You're on your toes. You're never gonna be ready for us. So you never know what we're gonna do. We can be fast, we can be slow, we can contact, we can do everything. So we have everything up our sleeve. You're gonna have to be ready for everything.
And yeah, like definitely we'll be looking forward to that. And now, a few more questions before I wrap up this conversation. The draw was just finished up or just wrapped up a few moments before this recording started, and then so it sees you being placed in second round of the upper bracket, obviously, and then awaiting your opponent will be the winner of NRG and Cloud9. Just want to ask you about your reactions to that. What, like, do you have like a preference as to who you want to face, or more so a preference as to who you want to face? Besides those two. So yeah,
Besides those two. Um, Honestly, no. I feel like in the franchise level, you're gonna have to be able to beat everyone. You're not just gonna have to. You can't just be like in the middle of the pack, be decent, and expect to make it to every international or expect to make it to champions. You gotta know in the back of your head and just honestly believe that you're better than all the other teams and actually be better than all the other teams. So I try to not really look at who we're playing against because as long as we do what we're gonna do best and we execute, then I don't think any of these teams really stand a chance. So we just gotta really get everything down, and I don't care who we play.
of course. So all that matters is just having the action start and just getting down to business and just kind of prove it with action instead of words. And so definitely understand that, and definitely we'll be looking forward to what G2 does once the season does kick off. I've been using the same kind of pun jokes. I'm going to do right here, kick off. So there you go. Just want to sneak that in there. So Trent, thank you so much for the interview. Really do appreciate you giving me one last conversation for the 2024 season. Hopefully, I don't have to talk to Josh one for like the millionth time once again. So still, thank you so much. Best of luck in 2025.
Thank you.